I'm going to move away to the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, where Dr. Carol O'Donnell and Dr. Brian Mandel will take us through some of the truth facts about COVID-19.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lord Hastings, for inviting the Smithsonian to be a part of this important global event. Hi, everyone. It's so good to be with you today. My name's Carol O'Donnell, and I'm the director or head of what's called the Smithsonian Science Education Center, and I work in Washington, D.C. in the U.S. I'm also an educator, and I've been an educator since 1983, so that's 37 years of being in the classroom. My colleague, Brian, is also an educator, and he spent his career teaching students who are 12 to 13 years old. So today, Brian directs our curriculum team at the Smithsonian, which means Brian gets to teach students like you all over the world through the lessons that he and his team write. When COVID-19 happened, I got an email from Dr. Soumya Swaminathan. She's the chief scientist at the World Health Organization. And she asked me at the Smithsonian Science Education Center would write a series of lessons to help you, young students, better understand COVID-19. So the Smithsonian, along with the World Health Organization and the Inter-Academy Partnership, pulled together the best scientists, physicians, and public health specialists to help you better understand the science and social science of COVID-19. So we took the questions that you were asking us about COVID-19, and we wrote a set of hands-on activities that you could do at home with very simple materials. So now Brian's going to introduce you to one of the many questions that we've heard from students your age, and he'll share an example hands-on activity with you that you can do at home to discover the answers to the questions about COVID-19 for yourself. Brian?
Absolutely. Thanks, Carol. Hi, everybody. My name is Brian. Have you heard people talking on TV or in your home about social distancing, or what we prefer to call physical distancing? If so, you may have wondered, how can keeping distance from others help? Well, COVID-19 is spread through respiratory droplets. You may be asking yourself, what is a respiratory droplet? Try this. Blow a long, slow breath into a dry cup, glass, or onto a mirror, just like this. Observe and feel the inside of the cup. What do you notice? You may notice that it actually feels a little bit wet. This is one example of a respiratory droplet. They are very small drops of fluid that come from the lungs, nose, and mouth when you breathe or talk. When you cough or sneeze, droplets can come out of your body. If you are ill with COVID-19, even if you don't have symptoms, these droplets can spread the virus through the air to someone who is near you, and this is called direct contact. But how close does a person have to be for respiratory droplets to reach them? Let's try something else. Let's create a model of respiratory droplets to show how far they can move through the air. Take a bowl, just like this, fill it up with a little bit of water. Stand one step away from a blank wall. That's about a half of a meter. We're going to model the droplets leaving your mouth when you cough by flicking the water onto the wall, just like this. After you do that, count up the number of drops on the wall. Now you're going to take another step back. Now you're about 1 meter away from the wall and repeat that step. Put your fingers into the bowl and flick it just once against the wall. Count up the number of droplets on the wall. Keep doing this at different lengths. What is the farthest distance you can stand before the droplets do not reach the wall? Remember, the water is simulating potentially infected respiratory droplets that leave the body when you cough, sneeze, talk, or breathe. Considering your observations of this model, why is it important to stay 2 meters away from others during a pandemic like COVID-19? Physical distancing helps protect yourself and others, but don't take my word for it. Test it for yourself. But be careful. Even if you physically distance yourself from others, the virus can also be spread through indirect contact. This is what happens when your respiratory droplets land on objects like a table, a doorknob, the wall, or even a football. The COVID-19 virus could remain there for some time, sometimes a few hours, sometimes a lot longer. If someone touches that object, then touches their mouth, their nose, or their eyes, the virus can get into their body. This is why our young friend from Uganda said it was so important to wash your hands often. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Brian. I hope you're able to try the activities that Brian just showed you at home, either by yourself or with someone who lives with you. Remember what Brian said, stand at least 2 meters or 6 feet away from other people that you don't know. Cover your mouth or your nose and wash your hands. And as our good friend and colleague, Dr. Swaminathan would say, scientists and teachers can tell you the answers to questions that you have about COVID-19, but the best way for you to learn is by also doing and discovering the answers for yourselves. So take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay informed.